You have this small foreign government exerting undue influence over our political system. I mean, to the point where it doesn't matter if the administration in charge is Democrat or Republican, they will do Israel's bidding. So what do we, the people, what do Americans do about it? What does AZAPAC seek to do?
Well, in simple terms, we seek to de-Zionize the US government by removing from the political class all the Zionists in government. And that way we can, thwart the efforts of Israel to continue extorting taxpayers. And, I think, our political class, as you mentioned, I think is blackmailed first and bribed as well. And we're trying to remove those people from office by running candidates that are anti-Zionist or non-Zionist.
When did you first realize that Israel has the type of influence over our government that it does?
Well, I mean, I thought it did for quite a while, going back all the way back to John F. Kennedy, really. But I think that with the Trump administration, the mask really came off. And we saw, nothing but this obsequious subservience to Israel on everything, and not only in deed, but also in word, the constant supplications to Israel and the constant deference to Israeli interests. It became so obvious. And then with the Gaza genocide, I thought, this political class, it must be completely in Israel's control to be doing what they're doing. And I just couldn't stand by and watch this without doing something about it. I mean, all the efforts that people are making are noble. Everything needs to be done, but I figure this is one of the necessary, essential parts of the puzzle in order to change this situation, to de-Zionize the government so that we stop the depredations that Israel, depredations that Israel enacts on its neighbors, and most immediately its Palestinian neighbors. If we didn't have the United States enabling Israel like this, they wouldn't be able to do this.
You come from the right side of the political spectrum, and I think it's important for our audience to know that. And I'm actually really curious about what you've seen with Republican voters in the country and whether you've seen a bit of an evolution when it comes to that voting base on this specific topic. Because I was under the impression that the only people in the country who cared about the influence of Israel over our politics was the left. But I'm actually noticing that a lot of Republican voters are actually very concerned about it. Is that a new thing, or do you think this has always existed, but I was just kind of in the dark about it?
No, I think it's pretty new. I come from the right, but I'm more or less a libertarian. So I'm a right libertarian. And as such, everything that's being done for Israel and by Israel is a violation of our basic premise or principle of the non-aggression principle, which they are violating regularly. Look, this problem has to be solved partly from the right because it is the right wing that is the bulwark for Israel. Not only the voting for them, but also their rhetorical backup. It's providing political cover for them no matter what they do. So I thought we need something that attacks this not only from the left but from the right, that goes after Republican candidates and goes after Republican office holders to try to break up this unbelievably solid block of Zionists that run the country.
So through AZAPAC, the goal here, the objective is to, I'm guessing, primary incumbents who are pro, Israel or Israel first, and do so with candidates who have sworn off that type of Israeli influence. Tell me a little bit about the types of candidates. Like, what kind of standards do you have when you're kind of testing whether a candidate is a good fit to be supported by AZAPAC?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the first thing is, of course, that they swear off any Zionist or Israeli money from PACs or lobbies, that they promise not to take any Israeli or Zionist money. The second is they have to promise not to send arms or aid to Israel. We've got some strong candidates that we're running and that we're supporting, I should say, and we try to be utterly impartial about party. I don't care about party. Whether you're Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, do you have the right principles and do you have any chance of actually overthrowing the candidate in office? We really want to support economically, financially candidates that have a shot. So, for example, we're running or a candidate is running, and we're backing him in Florida against Randy Fine. It's Aaron Brown, and he's primarying Randy Fine. And the only way they're going to get an anti-Zionist in office from that district is if he's a Republican. So it's the only choice. And then on the other hand, so just to show that we are nonpartisan, we're also supporting Jose Vega, who's running in New York against Richie Torres.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's amazing. Yeah. I thought you were mostly focusing on red districts, but you're doing this in a bipartisan fashion.
Yes,
that's really good to hear. I love that. Yeah.
And we also supporting a libertarian candidate, and we're going to be supporting a green candidate very soon, Greg Stoker, who was on one of the flotillas.
Oh, wow.
We're also supporting Anthony Aguilar, who was the whistleblower on the Gaza humanitarian aid, or whatever they call that obscene misnomer of an organization. He's the one that blew the whistle, saying they were luring Palestinians to these supposed food distribution sites and then shooting them. Speaking of left, right, and all that, look, our idea is that we need to punch up, not across the aisle. We need to punch up against the ruling class. Let's be real. I mean, the ruling class is a Zionist ruling class. So that's what we're up to, and that's our attitude, and that's what our philosophy is. The PAC itself has a very clear standard on that. We don't talk about the Jews or anything like that. We're not. This isn't about Judaism. We make it very clear. Zionism is a political ideology. Arguably, from some of the people that we're associated with that are Jewish, like the Voice of Rabbis and other types of groups, they say Zionism has hijacked as Judaism, and so I will believe that. And so we're not anti-Judaism or anti-Jewish. We're not anti-Semitic. We make clear on the website what Zionism means to us, which is simply from the American standpoint. Zionism means the bribery and blackmail of our political class and the extortion of American taxpayers for the benefit of Israel. That's it. We're not, and we also say we don't even take a stand on whether Israel should exist. So there's no from the river to the sea rhetoric at all. It's simply about the internal politics of the United States.